on the Yahoo front page about the man who was always writing on Facebook bad things about his wife? And so the judge ordered him to write for 30 days an apology. Isn't that cool?
Why, yes, Johnny. That was his punishment. You shouldn't write bad things on the computer about another person because you ruin their reputation.
That's true, Grandpa. That's true. Because I know that Dan's brother, he had this Shasha lady write some really bad things calling him an idiot on Facebook and a retard and take idiot pills and some really bad things, Grandpa, that I'm not going to talk about because it's not polite.
That's true, Johnny. An awful lot of really, really bad things get written on the computer. That is just not nice at all. It's really, really bad, and it's sad that technology has brought this into people's lives to where they can just trash people like that. You know, it interferes an awful lot with somebody being able to get a job later on when they have to apply for a new job or starting out as a job.
I know that, Grandpa. I know that because Dan's brother, he's just in high school and he's about to get out and he says, oh my God, the stuff that she wrote, if an employer turns around and checks it out because they check people's background to see what kind of character they are, it's gonna ruin him. He'll never be able to get a job, and people just don't have a right to do that. It's bad.
Yes, Johnny. And that's a part of the law that needs to be addressed. We need to turn around and have laws to address what people write on the computer and to make them accountable for their actions and what they do to others. It's getting really bad.
Oh, Grandpa, they talk about bullying in school and everything all the time, but they don't realize that the bullying really starts at home on the computer.
I'm afraid that's true, Johnny. It really does, and then it goes to school in the play yards, in the playgrounds, or for the kids in high school, just in school. I'm afraid that actions like that add to the dropout of kids in school, because when something bad like that is put on the web, the kids are afraid to go and face their friends and their peers at school because they get picked on. Just little comments that hurt an awful lot.
That's true, Grandpa. That's true. Because Dan's little brother, after she wrote those kinds of things, he was having anxiety attacks. And his mom got in touch with the police, and I guess there's not too much they can do about it. That Shasha lady, she just gets away with it. She does, Grandpa. And that's wrong. I wish I was a real policeman and that I was a grown-up. I would change things. I would make laws to change that so people don't get bullied and trashed like that on the computer.
That would be really nice, Johnny. But you know, you don't have to be all grown up to make a difference. And you don't have to be a real policeman to make changes in this world. You do take history, correct?
Yes, Grandpa, we do. And we have current events reports that we have to make all the time.
Well then, Johnny, why not talk with your teacher and see if one of the current events can be the classroom getting together and making a proposal for legislation on how to address such things on the computer so that our law enforcement officers can have a law and act on these problems. With all the technology in the world today, we are going to have to address this issue.
Wow, Grandpa, that's really cool. I think I will talk to the teacher. Why can't a current event be something like that? The whole class can put ideas together and we can write it and take it to our legislators to try to make some laws ourselves.
That's correct, Johnny. And that is called history. Part of history is making history. And that'd be something really nice that you could do to benefit all your friends and all the other people around the world who are on the computer. Not just for the kids, but yes, teenagers are more affected than others because that's why we have more school dropouts. And that's really sad to see. Our president should take notice as to why kids are dropping out. Not that the dropout has increased, but you know, this kind of action on the computer makes kids afraid to go to school, so they just drop out and isolate themselves at home. And that's not healthy for nobody. And that's really wrong for people like that Sasha lady you talked about to do. This is really, really a bad problem that really needs to be addressed. Actions like that from a person, I feel, makes them worse than a rat.
Oh my God, Grandpa, rats! Oh my goodness, look, the cats are going after them. Oh my God, Grandpa. Now can the cats really eat these rats? Or will they just poof and fall away like you do with everything you do?
Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny. Didn't mean to show you a few rats that just come out. Oh, sorry, Johnny. But really, people who do that, you know, writing nasty things to ruin someone's reputation and possibly their whole life career when they're just starting out in the workforce, to me, they're worse than the rats. Sorry about that, Johnny. But I want you to remember one thing. I'm glad that you're going to talk to your teacher about this current event thing.
Oh, I think Mr. Daigle will go for it for sure, because it is history, and we can make history. Even young people, us teenagers, we can do something to help. Who knows what the problems are more than us? So I think we can, and you know, maybe instead of just making him apologize for 30 days, a whole month, maybe the judge should have turned around and did like Mom does. When we turn around and talk too negative, then she turns around and assigns us 2 weeks of every day having to write 3 good things that happen every day, and we have to say them to her when she comes home from work. That way, we see positive in our day to put a balance in life.
Oh, Johnny, that's a very good idea. I'm proud of your mom for doing that, because you cannot walk around this world being a negative person. But if you're a positive person, positive things will happen. But Johnny, I want you to remember one thing when you're on the computer.
What's that, Grandpa? What's that? What's the one thing I need to always remember? Should my friends remember it too? Should I tell them too?
Why, Johnny, please do. Remember, do not argue with an idiot, because he will drag you down to his level